The River Raids DLC is finally out, and honestly I'm having such a great time with it, as it is highly replayable, fast paced and very objective based. And along with the new River Raid content comes new gear, and this gear can be obtained pretty easily if you know where to look. So in this video we are going to have a look at the new St. George armor set, which you can collect through playing the new River Raid DLC. But before we are heading into the details, what is up guys, it's the boy Gerald and welcome at another Assassin's Creed Valhalla video. If you haven't already dropped a like, it would be really appreciated, and if you're new to the channel and want to stay updated on the latest Assassin's Creed Valhalla content, make sure to subscribe to the channel, as it will really help the channel out in terms of growth. So with that being said, let's get into it. So we can now finally drop into the River Raids and get this awesome Templar-like armor set for ourselves. And even though the armor set looks a bit like the Thane set in terms of appearance, it has quite some good perks on it. And apart from the armor set, you can also collect the longsword of St. George and his tower shield, which really is one of my highlights of this entire set. So firstly, let's have a look at the set fully upgraded and the perks to see if this set is worth it for you, since you will be spending a bit of time collecting it. So let's start with the armor perks. So the perks on the armor set are not that special, but they will do the job. So firstly, you will receive an increase in attack after impaling an enemy, and you can do this by using a great sword, heavy attack finisher or the spear attack when equipped in the offhand. And upon this you will receive a bonus of plus 30 attack, which is quite a lot for a duration of 10 seconds. And on top of this, when equipping the full set, you will receive an additional increase to speed. And then the longsword perk enables that heavy critical hits knock enemies on the ground, making it much easier for you to pick them off. And at last, the shields perk increases melee damage when blocking. So as you can see, the perks on the entire River Raid gear set are not that special, but the appearance of the whole set in fact is. It just makes you feel and look like a Templar with the red cloak and the red and white accents on the armor, together with the crosses everywhere. But personally, I think that the shield is done really well, since it really is the showpiece of the entire set, with the red, white and gold accents. And not to mention the huge red cross on the shield, make it stand out really well. But now on to the most important question and part of this video. How do you get this amazing St. George armor set for yourselves? So after you completed the introduction of the River Raids game mode and upon returning to Ravensthorpe, Vane, the new settlement NPC, will tell you of a legendary gear set that can be found in the River Raid locations, and gives you more information that you can find the gear in larger military locations, and that on top of that you can find clues in both locations which will lead you to the third River Raid location. And to make it a bit easier for you guys, we will start off with the gear that you can find in the River X location. So let's start off strong with the location of St. George Tower Shield. So in order to get the tower shield, travel to the western fortification at the River X, which can be found here on the map. And when raiding the location, enter the destroyed tower together with a fellow John's Viking, open the chest, and there you go. The first part of St. George set, the tower shield. And in the River X area, another gear piece can be found, being the St. George Cape. And this one can be found in the Fortress of X along the River X. And the cape can be found in a large chest in some sort of a stable building halfway through the fortress, so make sure that you grab it. And unfortunately I forgot to include the map location, so the exact location, but there is only one fortress in the River X location, so you will find it very easily. And for the third and the fourth piece of the set, being the trousers and the braziers, you will have to set sail to the River Severn area. And when you follow this route, you will come across the eastern fortification, and that is where you can find the St. George trousers, in the large chest below a guard tower, so it actually isn't that hard to find. So after you found the third piece of the set, you can travel northeast, where you will eventually come across the lowlands camp, where you will find a chest containing the St. George braziers, and this actually will be in the same spot as where you found the trousers in the previous camp. And now that you have collected the 4 pieces of the set in the first 2 River Raid locations, it becomes a bit trickier, since in order to unlock the third River Raid location, you will need to find a total of 2 clues, one for each River Raid area. And these clues you will find at certain monasteries in these areas. So the first clue in the River X location can be found at the Eskenchester Monastery, which you can find here on the map. And when raiding the location, keep an eye out for a church, because it is within this church where you will find the clue laying around on a desk. And it is pretty easy to spot, as you can see in the clip. And with the first clue found over here, you can now travel to the River Severn area, where you can find the second clue at the Northern Monastery here on the map. So once you have cleared most of the enemies, go to the main building in which a couple of enemies have barricaded themselves to protect the treasure. And it is in this building where you can find the second and last clue. So when entering the main room, you can see that there is another small room with a barricaded door to your left. So make sure to shoot the lock and enter that room, because once again you will find the clue on the desk over there. And once you have collected the clues, bring them to Vane in the settlement. And from that moment on you have unlocked the third raiding location called the River D. And in the River D area you can find the remaining parts of the gear set, being the longsword, the helmet and the chest armor. In order to find the remaining pieces, firstly go to the Hillview outpost over here on the map, because it is here where you will be able to collect the helmet for the set from another treasure chest. And for the last part of the armor set, the chest armor, go to this location on the map, being the forward camp. And there you go, you have now collected the entire armor set. And last but not least, the armor set is complete, but in order to complete the entire gear set, you only have to get the longsword of St. George. And this part of the set actually is linked to a quest where you will have to kill a champion in order to get the sword as a reward. And this will be at an awesome location. So I'm not going to spoil too much by showing too much. But yeah, once you have completed the quest, you will get the longsword as a reward. And now you have the entire gear set of the River Raids DLC. So again, collecting the entire set might take some time, but I'm hoping that through this guide I will help you in getting this awesome new and most importantly free gear set in no time. And as I already said, I'm a huge fan of this new armor set, and I'm thinking that the River Raids DLC is a nice addition to the game. So as we are nearing the end of the video, let me know what you think of this new gear set. And if you liked the video or if it helped you in finding the new gear set, make sure to leave a like, as it will really help the channel out. Furthermore, if you want to stay updated on the latest Assassin's Creed Valhalla content, make sure to subscribe to the channel. And as always, thank you guys for watching and see you in the next one.